Well, hello, this is Denise Miller, and this is a very late video for this week of our fourth quarter challenge, but I did not want to miss posting this week. So, before I do anything else, I'd like to ask you if you generally like the content that I post, please do hit the thumbs up or the heart or whatever button is the like on the platform on which you're watching. And then also, please do subscribe so that you will begin to get notified about the content that I post. For the rest of the year, we're going to be speaking about setting goals for next year. After all, in just 7 short weeks, we're going to be there. It's going to be January 1st, and we're going to be starting the new year off, and I want to make sure that you're hitting the ground running. So we're going to do something special today. And that special is going to come in several ways. The first thing is it's going to be 7 different areas that we're going to cover in this few short minutes. And then we're going to cover them more in depth every week, starting with next week. Now, the special is actually an acronym that I use for a goal setting program that I developed a couple of years ago that speaks about your uniqueness as an individual. You are special. You are totally unique. Even if you're an identical twin, you don't have the same fingerprint, voice print, retina print as your identical twin. We are what I love to call warm-blooded snowflakes. That's right. No two snowflakes are alike. No two people are alike. And so what I'd like to ask you to do is let's stop and think about how special we are and think about setting goals in the following areas. The first goal, which is the S, of course, has to do with our spiritual goals. We are all spiritual beings, even if you're not religious, if you're not practicing a particular religion, there is still a spiritual component to who you are. In fact, the core of who you are is that you're a spiritual being. We talk about meditation all of the time, and we think about getting in touch with ourselves and the power of attraction. All of those things are spiritual practices. So we are spiritual beings, whether we practice a religion or not. So we need to think of goals in terms of our spiritual selves. And then, of course, there is our physical selves. That's the P. And our physical selves are important because this is what we walk around in. This is the body that transports us from here to there and helps us to do the things that we want to get accomplished. So we need to have goals in the physical. And then there's the emotional. The emotional side of us, the E, is the side of us that reacts to things, that feels things, that actually helps us often to be creative. It's our emotions that we act on. It's our emotions that cause us to make purchases. It's our emotions that cause us to develop relationships. So that's the E. And then the C is our career or our calling. Many of us have embarked upon careers that we feel called to embark upon. We feel called to work with children. We feel called to work with the homeless, perhaps. We feel called to work with young adults. We feel called to do a particular kind of vocation. So that's really important. The next thing that we want to think about also as a part of the C is the career that we've chosen. Sometimes we choose a particular career for the wrong reasons because our relatives have done it. And sometimes we do it for the right reasons because we just have the gifts and talents that make it easy for us to do that. So it's in terms of our career. And then the I is for the intellectual selves. If we are not fit intellectually, we really can't pursue even the career or the calling that we feel that we're supposed to because we're just not learning what we need to learn and the things that we need to mentally collect so that we can do well what it is that we have been called or what we have chosen to do. The next thing is A, and that's accounts. Accounts are our finances. How are our finances? We really have to work very hard on that, especially nowadays. We're always hearing about the Fed and the things that are happening. So we're going to talk about a little bit about accounts. And then the last thing, the L, is living with others or relationships. Without relationships, none of us survives well. We need great relationships so that we can pursue our calling, so that we can live with just a degree of warmth and spontaneity, a degree of just loving what we do. And so we're going to be pursuing goals in each of these areas. And then I'm going to share with you on January 6th in a masterclass how it is that we're going to line those goals up and make them happen in our lives for the coming year. So I invite you to join me every single week where we're going to cover one of these areas in the word special. And then on January 6th, that's a Saturday, we're going to have a masterclass that's going to tell us the questions that we need to answer. And later during these weeks, I'm going to ask you to please be sure to email me at askdenise at dlmstrategiesltd.com so that you can get the workbook that goes along with this. I'm offering you that free workbook, and please do remember to like, subscribe, and by all means share, because everyone can use this in the coming year and for the coming year.